Welcome to another webinar session of Vantage Technology. This is your host, Rajnish Kumar, CTO of Vantage Technology. I have more than 25 years experience in IT, mostly on data, AI, and integration side. So today we are going to discuss why we need the data cloud if we have a database. So let me, to understand this one, first you need to understand is what is the difference between the data cloud and database. So if you are coming to the traditional legacy background, you probably in your organization you have already database and you are working on the database. So if you know the database feature, so database is basically you are storing your data which is related with your organization is, and basically it persists within your organization so that whenever you need, you can pull that information and you can process that information with a different system. So if that information is stored, so there are a couple of ways you can store that information in the database. Some of them are structured database, which is a traditional RDBMS, Oracle, MySQL, or any of those kind of databases. Another is unstructured database, which is MongoDB or those kind of database. So ultimate the goal is to store your information, organization information, true copy of your data, so that you can extract that information, you can process that information. So in this scenario, it's very limited. You have to do any those kind of activity on top of the data. Why? Because if you are doing any your activity on existing your database or existing RDMS database is, if you messed up, it will impact the whole organization. Basically is suppose that any of your transaction data is there and then you are creating any analytic on top of that, somehow it's got deleted, somehow it is get corrupted, then it's created a big problem for your organization. Now it's very hard to recover. I know generally most of the organization they have some mechanism they can recover, but it's a very tedious task. It's time consuming, and then by the time your customer getting affected by that one. So that is a very high risk if you are working on your existing database, any of your analytic kind of thing, any of your visualization kind of thing. It is very high risk. It's not like that you cannot do. Yes, you can do it, but there is a very high risk. Whether you want to take that risk or not, it is up to your organization. So this whole exercise, if you're doing on the database, your existing database, then it can create the couple of problem also is as a your environment wise, like does your environment is supporting that kind of activity on top of your existing databases. Suppose that you have to be clean your data. Some of the data is coming from all different places. You have to create the clean data from those data. It's very hard for the existing databases. You can, but there is a couple of process and you have to create the temp table and all those kind of things that create the different kind of problem. So how we can overcome this kind of problem if it's you are working on an existing or data and you want to create the analytic or real-time view, it's very hard. So to solve that problem, generally different organizations introduce the data cloud. So data clouds connect and harmonize all your enterprise data. So basically is data cloud make it easier to unify data, connect to it and make it available, providing a resilient, reliable database, analytic and machine learning system to drive innovation, better experience and accelerate time to value. Also identity resolution, and also you can create the analytic on top of that, and there's very minimum risk is anytime you, and generally data cloud hold your copy of data, not the real data is. So anytime if you need any data, if get corrupted, so you can pull those data anytime from your database. and then again you can process the same kind of activity, and then you can reestablish without impacting the existing databases. So in this way you have a more leverage, you have a more flexibility. You can work on copy of data, not the real data, and then it will provide the same kind of feature whatever you want to from your data, from the data what is stored in the database side. So what you can achieve through the data cloud is, first, the data you can pull from all different sources, which is they call the data ingestion. So data ingestion, basically whenever you are working on any of data, is not the only one table or one databases. They are pulling the data from all different sources which is relevant to your organization. Suppose that some of the data residing in your database, which is RDMS, some of the data you're residing on your file system, which is a PDF file or anywhere, or some of the data is stored as an image and you want to extract those images. So if you look for, and also on top of that, some of the data you want to pull as API, and then based on the all different sources of data, you want to create the unified profile. So after ingestion, you are creating the unified profile from those data so that you can work on those data. And then after create the unified profile, then you can identify which data I need, which is as a identification resolution. So why all this exercise we need? Basically, whenever you are creating any analytic or any AI kind of action, your model know where the data is coming, how much relevant for your organization that data is. Sometimes, like suppose that you are pulling data from your file system, which is, if you look for the confidence level is very low, then probably we don't need that data into the data cloud and based on that confidence level, you can give that priority of data. So suppose that if any of your data is high priority or high confidence level, I will give the high priority for that data, and then I can pull, and then I can give the first priority, and then I can display or I can show to my customer this information is relevant for your and as an organization for your business. So same time real time data. So if you are working on the database as a real time, anytime it will messed up with your data. To avoid that one, you can pull subset of data which you required for your organization. Suppose that the real time is coming and populating the 5 different tables, but I need only a few fields from all this table, not all fields from the table. So I can identify those fields and make it the data unification, and then I can create the analytic on top of the data. Suppose that I'm giving you one example is in person table. Person has a first name, last name, date of birth, and whether it's a subscribe or not with your organization, where is the first address, primary address, secondary address, and then after that how many places is reside. So this all information is storing within your organization, but I need only what is the present address and what is the order for that address is. So I don't need to pull all information from all this different table. I need only present address, first name and last name, and what is the order number I can pull, and I can show as analytic is how relevant for your customer is. So in this scenario, you are working only a subset of data, not the all data within your organization. There, it will help you to your data cloud. Why? Because it's only working on the subset of data, so the processing becomes very fast, and then you can process your result and you can display immediately. Suppose that if you go into if you enable in Salesforce environment, if you enable Agentforce for your data, and then somebody prompting what is how many order for this month is for this address, immediately you can pull without seeing anything is because those information always stored in the data cloud, and then it's your information, your agent from the Agentforce is going to that data cloud after unification and identification, data unification and identity resolution. Immediately your Agentforce agent know that where that data is, I can pull immediately, and then I can display to your customer is. So in this scenario, basically is the latency time of your response is very low, and then it's immediately your customer will get that information. So these are the things where the data cloud really help to your organization, and whenever you are working on the AI agent or AI side, that is golden record for you, and then it will display to your organization is. So now you understand is why we need the data cloud if you have already databases. So in the two, so let me reiterate is, if you have a traditional database, RDMS or any MongoDB kind of database, so unrelated database, so basically is it will take longer time to pull that information basically, and also it work on the whole set of your data. So it can very chance that if you're playing with the real data, it's high risk is for that data is. But same time, if you are working on the data cloud of things, is basically it is a subset of data and then also copy of the data. So if any time it's corrupted your data, you can pull that original data from your database. So it's a very minimum risk is. So this is what difference between the data cloud and traditional databases, and why you need that we discuss. So anytime if you have any question, feel free to reach out to us and we will help you out. So this is my end of this webinar. If you have any comment, please comment below in this webinar. I will try to answer, and feel free to reach out to me. Thank you very much.